Warning: this program is intended for adults of legal drinking age. Whiskey is consumed in disgust. The intent is to educate our palates on the differences of whiskey flavors and not an intent to get drunk. Please drink responsibly.
Hey everybody, my name's Joseph. This is Andrew. We fucking love whiskey, so we thought we would make a show called I Fucking Love Whiskey, and you're watching it.
So we did. We succeeded. Yeah, yes.
Here we are. Hey, welcome to our show. I hope you're drinking some whiskey as you watch it. And of course, Andrew Pierce is my co-host.
Hi, I'm Andrew. I fucking love whiskey. And today we're here with David Kerns, who in the past was a guest, is a returning guest. He's the CEO of CollegeHumor and a bunch of other organizations. Does all sorts of funny stuff in video, and we love to have him back. He loved whiskey last time he was on the show. I don't know if anything's changed, so we'll have to find out.
I fucking love whiskey.
Okay, good.
He's also an amazing improviser. People probably don't know this, and a puppeteer. Like he's a very I've performed with him before as well. So
that's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, great! One of my favorite people to play with.
Oh, you too. It's such a
good crushing on
David Kerns.
We're totally crushing on him.
How can you not? Look at that guy.
Cody Cooper likes to have puppets. If you're looking down in the corner and you're watching on YouTube, you got a kind of time code for when we're going to get to each of the whiskeys we're going to taste today. And I cleverly called this one DeLang That's Good Whiskey A, because they're all from Douglas Lang, Old Particular, and they're all starting. The distilleries are all starting with the letter A. Brilliant.
Wordplay.
Let's celebrate the fact that we were successful in getting this show together by starting with our first whiskey. This is an Allt-a-Bhainne. The BH in Gaelic is V. 23-year-old.
Cool.
Look at that sucker. Yeah, hogshead, hogshead, which will be a bourbon cask. All of them are bourbon casks, ex-bourbon casks today. And the unveiling. Oh, yum.
I have these the glasses that I had from my house that but they look cool, right? They look like you would get them in like a little saloon or tavern sort of thing.
You don't need a Glencairn glass to enjoy whiskey. Like
you know
we are not pretentious on this show.
No, this is sweet.
Yeah, it's subtle. Like, yeah. I mean, I would say it's got that candy store thing, but it's not quite there. It's not quite a candy store. It's more like a very delicate patisserie, or
maybe a baking goods store. So there's things, like baker's chocolate. It's not quite sweet.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say there's a very subtle alcohol-y thing. Like it is a very subtle flavor, I would say.
We're at 50.7%.
Is that a lot? What's normal?
I mean, 40 is generally bottle strength, what they bottle at. You can't be less than 40 and still be a whiskey, I believe. I think that's true even in the States.
Yeah. Most of the bourbons you drink in the States are around 40 to 45, I think, right?
I'm seeing that this one, relative to the other ones we're trying at least, is on the lighter end, right? Like 50 relative to 54, 55.
We always start at the low end and we work up. And there is a reason for that.
So we don't get slogged. So we don't get slogged. Are we trying it?
Oh, I tasted it. I thought you guys had tasted it because you were making sounds.
Oh, no. I thought that you tasted it.
You can taste it and whenever you want. That has a bite to it. We're just talking about how the nose had very little of a bite. There's some. Oh wow, what is that? There's like a fruity, fermented fruit, like a prune or something that's like dried dates or.
Yeah, but no. I
guess that's what prunes are. Aren't they dried dates?
Like a stewed pear, maybe?
It's too sour. It's too strong for a stewed pear. Like,
who's eaten a stewed pear of this group? You know how to compare to a stewed pear? I know what a pear tastes like.
Like a pear is all. I'm just assuming. I've never had one, but it's like a pear is already mushy and kind of flavorless. So if you stew it, like I can't imagine that improves it.
It just becomes more peary if you stew it together. Yeah. It's like
it's like worse than applesauce, right?
Nebulous mush. Oh, it must be a stewed pear. Yeah.
Yeah. To me, this has more. It's got what is that funk? There is some specific funk in there
I hear what you're talking about. It does have a little bit more of a bite than you'd think by the smell. But it's still kind of subtle. It's not like a really peaty, intense thing. It's like,
Yeah.
No, it's subtle, but and it's got an effervescence in the finish, like a little fizziness.
yeah.
It's definitely sour. It's like some sort of dark meat, like turkey legs, like maybe cooked with pomegranate, like fermented pomegranate. Like it's
Yeah, you're edging. That's edging to it. Yeah.
Just throw that into the pear stew, you know.
no.
just put that leg of lamb right into that stew pear.
Questioning my dietary choices. It's rude.
I do feel like, yeah, if I was going to make this into a house, it's like a cabin somewhere, in a wet woodlands, far off the beaten path, and it's the person in there is cooking lots of stuff and pickling a lot of things. I feel like there's a lot of pickling going on in this house.
And I do know what you're talking about, Joseph. There's this little hidden flavor, right? That's like in between the bite and the finish. That's just like, wait, what the fuck? What the fuck is that?
It goes by, and you're like, wait, I know that. Oh no.
I'm gonna say it's pickles. I'm gonna say it's pickles because I said
pickles?
pickling, and now that I've done that, it's something pickled for sure. It could be pickled beets, but it's definitely like,
It's pickled pears. Who are we kidding? Come on. No.
Thanks, David, for trying to back me up.
I mean, both of us were like, why pears? Yeah, I think pears are my least favorite fruit.
Of all fruits?
Yeah, I think I can remember one time I had a pear. I was like, this is a really good pear. And that's it. And then after that, it's like, why am I eating this mushy, flavorless?
I recently had a couple of good pears. So I will say that I did like those pears. But they are mushy as crap. I personally am not a fan of watermelon. No, controversial.
That is controversial because I love watermelon. Like I could eat an entire watermelon by myself.
How can you? Yeah, exactly.
To me, it tastes like wet sand. I'm so sorry, everybody.
It tastes like wet sand, or it has the consistency of it.
Both, yeah, 100%. Both of those.
Wow, David, you are missing some sort of genetic structure.
Yep.
Because watermelon does not taste like sand.
Like I know. And
now, let me ask you this: watermelon Jolly Ranchers. Where do you land on that?
I love the artificial flavor of watermelon.
All right.
I hate the actual.
Just as a scientist, I want to know. How do you feel about fake watermelon?
Fake watermelon Jolly Ranchers, lollipops, solid.
Science.
Time to science.
Let's do it. I want to take one more little. I want to figure out what that.
I want to try and remember. Yeah. I mean, you never know. This might make it accessible.
There's pickling, but there's also like a very springtime, like out in a like a garden or in a like a beautiful clearing, sort of a thing going on.
In the nose with water, I find like you're in that garden and there's like some freshly washed laundry hanging on a line.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a beautiful place to be. This is a wonderful little backyard. Or
it's like wet, like just after a rain, but the sun is here. Like the sun is out, but there's still that moisture,
that freshness of everything, just like water. Yeah.
Shit, that did open it up. I will say, wow, this one is wow.
Yeah, sometimes the science does exactly what it's supposed to do, right?
Yeah. Unlike most of the time, your science is bullshit, right, guys? I'm joking. It was a joke. It's a bad joke.
Oh,
I like what it does to the taste too.
Yeah,
I get like a brownie.
Yeah, at the end. Yeah, there's definitely like a fudge brownie at the end, a little bit of or like a dark rye bread.
Oh yeah, but it's very citrus forward. I would say like that like bright kind of daytime thing with a little bit of water.
It's like rye bread with lime marmalade on it. Can you make lime marmalade?
Why not?
Make it, yeah, for sure.
Or is marmalade always oranges?
You can make orange marmalade. You can make lime marmalade. You can make lemon marmalade.
You make pear marmalade? Pearmalade?
I think you can.
Yeah.
I'm going back to the pears. So only pears with gorgonzola as a dessert is the only time I like pears.
All right. Yeah. No, I will say that now it's like I will get that now that we're maybe because we're talking about it, but I smell pears in there.
Remind me. I'm sure you guys talk about this all the time, but what is the adding water thing? Like, what is that doing chemically or whatever? How is that changing that flavor?
What it should be doing is what will happen is the alcohol molecules will kind of form around the other bits of the malt that went into the mixture. And so the alcohol will kind of hide that flavor. And when you put water in there, the alcohol is kind of hydrophobic and will kind of push apart and expose those flavors to you. Is it hydrophobic? I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds right. Hydrophobic, yeah.
And then lets you
They're
get
kind of like oils, aren't they? Like they're kind of like they're like yeah, they're like fats, so they don't like mix with the water. They separate, right? Something like that.
yeah, or maybe the oils do absorb the water, which pushes the alcohol away. I don't know how it works scientifically, but it basically does that. It pushes the alcohol to the side and lets the flavors expose themselves. Now, sometimes what happens is one of those flavors you don't like.
Interesting. Right. Yeah, I definitely am liking all the flavors that like the with water droplets version of this. I like a little bit better than the non.
I agree. I would say water for sure. Like I would say put a little water in this for sure. Thank you, Tipsy Asparagus. A marmalade is a preserve made from citrus fruit, especially bitter oranges prepared like jam. Especially bitter oranges. So is that a type of orange? Bitter oranges? I guess it must be. Interesting.
Huh. Thank you, Paddington Bear.
Oranges with a bad attitude.
I wonder if you can make like, I guess I'm trying to think of other citrus fruits you can make marmalade out of.
Lime.
Well, lime and lemons are the obvious ones, but like kumquats or grapefruits. And you have like a grapefruit.
Kumquat. We have a kumquat tree.
I know, David. I've been to your house.
It's one of the amazing things about California is you can just have fruit trees in your backyard. Like there's not many places you can do that.
Yeah, and if you don't eat them, they just die. They just
drop and
fruit just rots and whatever. But it's like that is a good fruit.
I got a friend with a grapefruit tree in his backyard. He's like, take grapefruits, take them, please.
Yeah.
I was dating someone who had like an avocado tree in her parents' backyard, and there was like just avocados for days.
Joseph, you've seen this at our place. We have an avocado tree, but it's non-edible avocados.
Right.
So you can't. They look like perfect, beautiful Haas avocados, and you cut them open, and it's green inside. You're like, wow, this is amazing, and it is rubber. It is pure rubber, and you're like, well, I just gotta leave it around and make it ripen. It never ripens. It just turns into brown rubber, and it is inedible, and it is so frustrating.
That is very disappointing.
Crazy.
Forbidden avocado.
A forbidden avocado.
Yeah.
A looker, not a tooker.
Taster?
Man, I really like this. This was a good, strong start.
This
is really good.
With water, even like it's not frequent that I think we say yes on water.
Yeah. Interesting.
We're pretty conservative about that. This is for sure though. Like that, even that nose right now, that's so good.
Yeah,
that nose is amazing.
I totally agree.
Bodie Cooper only has a fruit tree that only produces wax fruit. I think that might be a fake tree.
I mean, that is literally a money tree. You sell that wax fruit, you're in good shape. Let me tell you, you're in good shape.
Oh, so good. Well, it is quarter to the hour. So guess what happens then?
Whiskey number 2.
Okay. Whiskey number 2. This is an Auchroisk 15-year-old. And this is from an ex bourbon barrel as well. Refill hogshead. No coloring, no chill filtering. As it came out of the cask.
A 3D whiskey.
What's the hogshead thing again? What does that mean?
Type of barrel. It's like a size of barrel.
It's the size of a barrel.
You don't fill a pig's head with.
No, you do not do that. There's all sorts of rumors as to where it came from. I think one of the original manufacturers used to have a boar that was their stamp, and they would burn into the barrel, and so that became known as the hogshead.
Is that where the hogshead bacon comes from?
I don't know.
Because that's a brand of bacon, and
probably not. I mean, that's an apocryphal.
Bacon is made out of hogs. I would say probably not.
There.
Maybe still that's one of the stories. Another story is that it's in Swedish or something. It's pronounced something like hogshead to call it a larger barrel, and that's how that name came about. You can look on the internet. There's lots of theories. No one really knows.
All right, now this is a candy store.
It is. They take the bourbon barrel, which is I think around 150 50 gallons, and then they take the staves from that and they make it larger, so it holds about 200 gallons, and that's what a hogshead is. So it's just a larger cask. Okay.
I do taste the like. I smell the alcohol of this one a little bit more than the first.
Yeah. Well, this is
You can back off.
54.5 as well.
Yeah.
But to me, this is totally full on candy store. This is like a candy store, but it's like a fancy high end candy store, you know, with also maybe a bakery attached.
They give you gloves. They like welcome you. They give you a massage when you get there. It's like a whole candy store experience.
I don't know. I see more like an old timey sort of candy store that's like, you know,
Whew. I just tasted
like
it.
fancy. You taste it? No, it's fine. You can taste it.
It's good.
I'm gonna nose it a bit more. I like this nose a lot.
There's something there that I really, really enjoy.
This reminds me of my grandpa's candy store. This is like, I know the good candy that we made by hand.
Yeah, it's like jars and it's all hard candy, and it's like, you know, it's like the candy store, not Willy Wonka's candy store, but the candy store in that movie. You know what I mean? Like the original one, where it's all just like a child's dream. Or if you went to Farrell's restaurant, there was a candy aisle at one place, like it's all old timey candy. Like there's a bunch of things of just jawbreakers and
big time. Where they sang the song "The Candy Man Can" at the beginning of Willy Wonka.
Yeah,
big time.
Yeah, Sammy Davis Jr. is definitely in here. Crooning. All right, I'm gonna taste.
Oh man,
I like this one a lot. This is a very different entire profile than the last one.
It's so surprising because they're both malted and stored in ex-bourbon wood, and they are different.
There's definitely tobacco in this, like in it, like a really like the flavor in a really good way. Like I'm tasting like full on like cigars or like pipe tobacco, like unburnt, like just fresh tobacco in here.
With that candy store thing, it is like that old school candy store where they would give you like tobacco flavored candy, you know?
Or you go out back and the owners of the candy store like is like in some old timey dude with suspenders, and he's like, these kids love their candy and I love my candy.
Totally.
You know, right?
Or just like their hands of mixing all the candy jars, like the tobacco smoke of smoking cigars for years. But there is like this old school like tobacco and alcohol-y mixed with like some sugary vibes going on.
It tastes like the 1890s.
In the finish, there's that tobacco. Yeah, it's old-timey. This is just old-timey whiskey.
Yeah, you know how you'd have to go and like reach into all the jars and mix the candies, you know, like they used to do.
Yeah, you know, like they used to do.
Like they do. They would touch all of the candies with their bare hands, like they would do.
Jeremy, before you close up, remember to mix all the candy jars with your hands.
We want to get all the fresh candy, the old candies on the top and the fresh candies on the bottom.
Like the kids love, like the children love it. Yeah, you know, candy store stuff.
Candy store stuff. Oh man, I really like this. I'm just on the brink of saying this is my favorite whiskey. I'm real close.
Ever?
I do this every time. Have you not seen the show, Dave?
Weren't you on the show?
Yeah.
I'm just hiding the emotionality.
But sure, ever my favorite whiskey ever for now.
What?
Ever for now.
Ever?
Forever today, right? This
like all the whiskeys I've had, this is the one that's in my hand now.
This is my favorite.
It's got a leg up on everything else. You know what? I'm gonna say it. This is my favorite whiskey.
Oh my god!
I love this.
Heard it here first. Yeah, it's my favorite whiskey too that I've ever had.
Yeah,
up till now.
I'm on board. The nose is great, and that flavor is really interesting. That's really interesting.
It is weird. I know that I said this last time I was on this, but like. The whiskey profiles are like, so, you know, you think you know what a whiskey is or what a scotch is, but it's like, this is very, very, very different from the thing that we just tasted, you know?
I've just smoked a cigar, like in the finish. I've got that tobacco, oily taste in my mouth. That's crazy.
I smoked a cigar. I repacked all the candy. I moved it around with my hands. I rejarred it.
Good, thanks, David.
I read my kid a book. Like all of that happened in the course of that finish.
It's funny. Like I would almost say this is a good whiskey to have with cigars, but I don't think it would be because like you would not get that taste. Like, you know what I mean? You wouldn't notice it.
I totally.
I feel like you have with cigars, garbage whiskey because you're not tasting it.
Yeah, very good point. Yeah, You want
feel
like
like
a bland whiskey because you don't want them to be like competing for the best flavor.
I feel like this would be a good whiskey with like some like apples and cheese, some nice crisp apples and cheese. That's what I think.
Oh shit, yeah.
Mm.
What kind of cheese?
Bodie Cooper says
Like
if
a
you-
white cheddar, like a definitely a light cheese.
That was the correct answer. Yeah, that was. Yeah, I saw.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Cheese that's been mixed up by the cheese meister. He's
the
like
correct
reached
answer
into the
was,
cheese
yeah,
jar.
white cheddar.
Oh,
That
thank
is
God.
correct, yeah.
You didn't even open the envelope. You're just like Johnny Carson.
I had the answer written on the.
Oh,
front.
okay.
Oh.
Nice topical reference that I made there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The answer is white cheddar.
Oh my gosh. I became my grandmother there. Sorry. So David, what's going on? What's new with you? Like you were telling us before the show, you've got a new studio space coming in.
Yeah, very exciting. CollegeHumor, Dropout. We are getting a new studio space, which is really exciting. We've been kind of just like making it work over COVID, which has been, you know, a whole thing in and of itself. But we have a place to exist again, which hopefully will open up not just for like the company, but hopefully for like friends and family to have a location. If you wanna, you know, make some stuff, we're open to that. We have a place that you can come and stop by and do some writing and do some.
I'll be right over.
I mean, honestly, there it is. It's like, you know, it's in this primo spot, like really close to where a lot of the current staff live, and it's hopefully gonna be really, really cool. So yeah, waiting on the final like signature of the contract with the new space, but and then moving in. Ooh, we've over COVID, we just had like a couple different storage facilities and just like a bunch of crap spread out everywhere that now we need to like sell it, get rid of it, and move it into this new studio space. And it's kind of like a I don't know, a whole thing in and of itself. But
is it an unboxing?
It's kind of like a large unboxing that would be very, very difficult to film, of like, ooh, let's see what storage facility B has in store for us. Oh, a bunch of crap that nobody wants and a bunch of old props that aren't going to be used ever again. Great.
That's still exciting. You can make it exciting, like, you know, the storage wars or whatever that is, you know, where they auction it off.
I would love to take any of it and turn it into like a film thing for sure. I almost
more savory
water into this one.
It makes the nose a bit more savory to me.
Yeah, it's like I get
the sweetness,
sage or something on the nose.
Yeah, there's definitely like burnt, some sort of burnt spice, or even like thyme, or maybe even oregano. Like it smells like I'm smelling.
Right, Ian. If there was a facility that had a hogshead in it, you know, storage unit, we'd be all for that. We take.
Yeah, I feel like I'm more out back now with that cigar guy than I am in the candy store.
Yeah, sweetness is
the more water you add, the farther back in the store you get.
Yeah, you know, he's being joined by a chef from the next door restaurant who's just got spice all over his hands, like this oregano and sage. That's just kind of...
I come to make the pasta for the candy.
Yeah, uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. It's got a real interesting mouthfeel. Like I feel like it's oily, more oily.
It's more oily.
Like it really coats everything. Oh wow!
I think I'm
I don't
just
have a clear. I don't know which one I like more, with water or without on this one. Like,
I think it's lateral move for me. Like they're different. I don't like one more. They're different. It's definitely more tobacco though in this. I think, especially at the end.
Or maybe they've just been churning those candy barrels more with their.
I think they've been churning the tobacco barrels. Like gotta bring up the old tobacco and put the, you know.
Now it's the candy guy churning the tobacco barrels versus the tobacco guy churning the candy barrels.
Or the candy guy does both. Oh yeah, I see. That was
yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Or that's like, what if we mixed them together?
No. Either the candy guy mixes the tobacco barrels, or the tobacco guy mixes the candy barrels.
We can't cross the streams, man.
We can't cross the streams. What are we doing?
I actually lose the tobacco finish.
Interesting. I guess I'm a liar.
No, again,
it is less. Like I feel like, I think I said it was more, but I do feel like it's less, but it's still there, I guess. I don't know.
I forget now. Let me see.
What is that mask behind you?
Oh,
On the
yeah,
safe.
what is that?
The mask on the safe. You have a lot of interesting stuff behind you.
So this
And,
guy
David-
is from Troopers. This is one of the Dropout shows, or it was an old College Humor short thing that we turned into a Dropout show. And this is one of the masks from the show that we had as a prop left over. And this is similarly from Troopers, this little like puppet that was from the show.
Tribble.
And then this is actually
No, Tribble is Star Trek, dude.
I know.
my favorite designer is a local LA designer, DKNG. It's like these two guys, but this is Nerf and Super Soakers.
Oh, cool.
Catalog of them.
All the Nerf guns and all the Super Soakers, and they're like, yeah, pretty cool, pretty fun.
Facing off across your window with the huge vent.
Yeah,
I'd like to
and this
think
is
that
R2D2, C3PO.
Yeah, from Star Trek. Yeah.
not a great replica.
Not a great,
Yeah, I'd like to think if Community like continued, if it had continued, like there would have been like a water gun episode or maybe a Nerf gun episode, you know.
Yeah, right? That would have been nice.
I've watched that show way too many times from start to finish. Like I don't like more than 3 times I've watched it all the way through.
Really?
I have a problem.
And I've seen like the Star Wars like episode of it, but
6 seasons and a movie.
They did a movie? I don't remember.
They're gonna. I'm sorry.
They're
David,
gonna
what were you
make them.
saying?
They're gonna.
Well, there's rumors of it, but you know that was. I don't know.
Is Donald Glover gonna be in it or not? Or is Chevy Chase gonna be in it or not?
I mean, Glover has said he might. Like like after they did the reunion during COVID, they did a reunion and they read through one of the episodes.
That's really cool. Well, have maybe this is controversial to talk about, but supposedly Chevy Chase is like a terrible person.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Yeah.
But you know, like Dan Harmon was not great to him during that time. But Dan Harmon was also drinking a lot. So
yeah,
we did College Humor, and I was there. We did like a short video with the cast of Community, like back when they were shooting and filming, and so we like pulled everybody, aside in between shooting stuff, and everyone was delightful except for Chevy Chase, who was a fucking asshole to us.
Danny Pudi was on Hollywood Saturday Night. Like he came and did our sketch show over at Acme. Yeah, and he was.
I've heard he's amazing. I've heard
he was absolutely delightful. Like he did a sketch that I wrote. Like there's a sketch that I wrote a sketch and we did it together. Like it's like at the time though I had not seen any of Community because it was going on and it's like I just wasn't watching it. I didn't watch it when it was running. Like I didn't watch it till afterwards.
I forget where this was, but he's in like an indie movie right now that's like really, really. I heard he was like in something that just released, and he's.
Well, do you watch Mythic Quest?
I guess he's in Mythic Quest, right? Is he incredible in that?
He's
I
great.
haven't watched it.
Yeah, he plays such a different character. Like
Cool.
he's just a bastard. You
He's
hate him so much, and it's like it's hard because because Abed, you love Abed, that character, and it's like so it is. And I noticed like watching Community the last time at the very end, and he's like, I'm gonna be an intern on a show about like a video game, and I'm like, he must already have known that he had that job when like they must have written it in somehow. I don't know.
Wild.
Yeah, but it's a really good show. Mythic Quest, I highly recommend it.
Evil.
I'll check it out. Everyone, yeah, I've heard only really, really good things. And I have a buddy that shot. He was a DP and he shot one of the episodes. I really want to check it out.
We should drink another whiskey.
We should. We absolutely should. And you know what? Here's a Lowland whiskey, Auchentoshan. This is one you can take a city bus, a Glasgow city bus to, close enough to walk to Auchentoshan, which means corner of the field in Gaelic. And they triple distill their whiskey. One of the only distilleries to do that.
You drink the Highland and I'll drink the Lowland and I'll get to Islay before you.
Well, you'll get to where?
Islay. But yeah, that's what like
I'm trying to rhyme. I know.
Oh my God.
Oh boy. I'm sitting down.
All right, so this is also a candy store, but like instead of candy, it's all like fancy liqueurs that are sweet.
Ooh, yeah, I feel that. Totally.
It's like a whole bunch of just like potions that are all like delicious sweet potions of booze. This is it's an apothecary.
But still in jars that get mixed by people that have just smoked cigars.
I don't know about the cigars.
Yeah, I
on
don't
this
know.
one.
Yeah.
My father bought a whole bunch of liqueurs and would make this drink where you use the specific gravity of the liqueurs and you kind of dribble it down a straw and you made this kind of striated, layered liqueur drink. So you had like different layers like mint and then chocolate and then just like it was.
So did you like sip it?
That's
So you went through the different flavors as you went down? Is that how you did it?
I think that's what you were supposed to do.
That's what you were supposed to do.
I mean, like he had guests that were just like, wow.
That's amazing. My dad
They went,
gave me
"Wow,"
a
as they
hot
were
toddy when
drinking?
I was
Yeah,
12
they went,
to put me to bed, so that's close.
Hot toddy. Yeah. How old were you when you got that hot toddy, David?
I was 12 years old.
boy.
He was just like, go to bed, shut the fuck up here, drink this, you'll be fine. Like, Dad, I can't sleep. Drink this, you'll be fine. Fuck
You'll
off.
sleep very soon.
Yeah, I gotta sleep.
I used to give you this when you were 3.
Fuck off.
We were learning a bit about David's relationship to his father.
Yeah, it's kind of disturbing.
And then I told him. No, it's fine. It was great.
Oh,
This is a very different and strong flavor.
this is my favorite whiskey.
Oh shit,
boy.
Andrew, why? Why is your favorite whiskey?
Fuck yeah. Fuck it is. Fuck yeah, it is.
It's got this
absolutely
sour, oily feeling in the finish that is kind of like an orange with a switchblade. I can't even describe it.
So your favorite
an orange
whiskey
with
is
a
being
switchblade.
cut in the tongue by a switchblade? That's the
Yes.
thing? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a gang, and there's like an orange with a switchblade, and over on the side there's like a grapefruit with like a chain, and then on like this side there's a kumquat that's like like
It's the best flavor I've ever had. Yeah, it tastes like it's a gang fight in my mouth, and everyone's fighting each other and cutting my tongue with switchblades. This is my favorite thing.
Hey
ever.
everybody, Becca Scott.
You shouldn't have
Becca Scott.
gang fights in your mouth. That's dangerous. Hi.
Becca, hey,
Hello,
everybody,
Jessica.
Becca Scott was our very first guest on this podcast when we had no idea what we were doing.
Stop.
And now we still have no idea what we're doing.
All right, Becca, you can try this now.
Well, I'm drinking strawberry beer, but I guess this is I love whiskey, so here we are.
I'm drinking strawberry beer, so I can't drink it's amazing Scotch whiskey.
I just looked at my phone and it said you can come on the podcast too.
I wrote that a while ago.
Yeah, like half an hour ago.
50 minutes, in fact.
Oh wow, yeah.
Mm.
Oh, this is so nice.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yes,
is
push
absolutely my
mouth a little
favorite.
bit. Gang fight, you said?
Andrew was describing this is Andrew's favorite whiskey he's ever had.
I didn't say that.
Me too. This is my favorite whiskey. This is my favorite whiskey right now.
But he
Forever,
described
right
it
now.
as switchblades.
Yeah,
right?
an orange,
An orange, yeah.
nasty orange with a switchblade in the finish, just like this just like oily, just kind of like he's just like coming at you. It's
That's
fantastic.
a great description. Yeah.
I like
Zesty
it.
orange with switchblades.
Once
I
again, one of those
personally don't like
whiskeys.
the flavor of switchblades, so I prefer like the candy store with the tobacco guy that he was. You know what we were talking about before.
I think the switchblade is made out of cinnamon candy. I don't think it's
Yes.
like. I think it's like I'm gonna stab your tongue, but you'll like it. That's what I think it is. happening.
Yeah, it's a cinnamon knife. Yeah.
But once again, like this is one of those whiskeys that's like such an unusual, unique flavor. It reminds me of why I fucking love whiskey so much. Like
Right.
that
That's a great thing
flavor
for a podcast.
is.
All
Well, I don't know. We'll workshop it, but it's so specific. Like the flavor is so specific and unexpected.
I will say all three so far have been very different, like entire worlds of flavor. This is kind of strong. This is like, yeah, I also feel the switchblades, but I prefer the candy store, the last one that we had.
If you know, when I picked them out, I was like, oh, I got 4 ex-bourbon casks that are all malt, and it's going to be like, are they going to be different enough? And holy cow, yes, the way they distill, the way they cool, the way they store, everything affects the flavor. Oh, it's so good.
It was really good.
The magic of whiskey.
Is this when you want to put some water in? I am curious about how that. No.
You go ahead. I don't care.
Perfect. I am curious how like the water would impact. What, you don't want to?
Becca, intervention, Becca.
I have more if you want to pour a little.
I might try it if I get down to a little bit. I might try it,
I'm
but
gonna go down a little bit more before.
this is so good.
Oh, David did it. Over Becca's objection, Dave is doing it.
Yeah, there's like a savoriness in the nose as well.
Marjessie's veto.
Whoa.
Different?
Whoa. It's very different.
Better?
It's like spicy now.
Oh, damn it. Okay, we're gonna have to try it.
All right.
It's very different. That's crazy. I mean,
2 drops.
two drops, and
I only have a little bit. I'm gonna
honestly
put just
like
one drop in.
spicy vibe. It's like whoa.
It's completely different.
Yeah, that is like a chili.
I don't think it's your
spice.
favorite anymore, but it is
Yeah,
good in a
it's a-
different way.
Late on that information after we dropped water in it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the nose even burns a little bit. I think like more than it did.
Yeah,
before.
I think the nose burns more.
Yeah, that's like we're in the middle of a hot chili pepper contest, spice level. It's like, ooh, spice.
There's more heat. Yeah, I like it better without the water.
I
Like
can,
Yep.
yeah.
No
I like it better without.
Sorry guys, that was me bad. That was my bad.
I mean,
I could have told you.
that orange is now bleeding on your tongue at the finish. I think that's what that flavor
We had
is.
to switch things before, and now we're dealing with the aftermath of the blood on our tongue.
Do you ever air it out? Yeah.
Yeah, we've won the battle and we didn't want to. Like the orange is like, I just wanted to interact with you. I didn't want to die, and now it's dying. And then it catches on fire spontaneously. We don't know why. It's just like.
I like this is
Alright.
Becca Scott's cameo on our show.
Yep. And with that, I will leave you to it.
We got 2 little dogs in the room now.
2 little dogs.
We want to see the dogs. Poaches.
Here's one.
Oh,
Oak barrel.
Poaches. Oh,
One's an oak barrel. And one's
so
a little.
cute.
Right? Yeah. They came in with Becca. They follow her.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
Good
boys.
pooches. Good pooches. No, you gave her kisses. No, I can need kisses. Oh my god.
Yeah, they're very jealous of one another.
Yeah.
It's like to a fault.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, here we go. Enjoy your whiskey.
Thanks,
Thank
Becca.
Goodbye,
Nice to meet
Jack.
you, Becca. Hey,
Becca.
Thaddeus, are you tasting this along with us? What do you think of this Auchentoshan?
Yeah, I'm tasting along with you all. I like it. I wouldn't say it's my favorite. Then again, you know I'm always a little more critical on this show than you all. But on the nose, some things that I got were like red grapes from the bush and rubber, fresh rubber though.
A good way, fresh rubber?
Yeah, I mean I like rubber, so you know. And then as for the taste, like I don't know if you've ever like been out to a hay field and you just rip off a stalk and you just stick it in your mouth and chew it. I get that taste on the palate. So
Nice.
I can kind of see that. The rubber for me is more closer to silly putty and that kind of oiliness in the nose, but maybe that's after water.
I like the hay analogy of just like going out into the hay field, breaking some hay, smelling that, or like taking a little stalk. Yeah, that like fresh, earthy vibe. Big time.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Or fresh cut grass, like lying down in fresh cut grass, just like lying there in the sun.
Yeah.
Oh, the chloroform that comes off the grass.
Yeah. It really smells like
Chlorophyll, isn't it? It's chlorophyll. Yeah.
Chloroform, you know, it just really puts you to sleep.
Just chloroform, yeah. Those are like great
Whiskies,
memories.
y'all. I'm
of
sorry.
being, you know, chloroformed and taken to a place you don't know. It's great.
Wake up and you're in this box. You don't know where you are.
You know where you are, your kidneys are gone, you know, like just fun times.
There's ice on you and it says call 911.
Alcohol now.
So well worth tasting, I think is what we're saying.
Yeah,
It's all here.
I did just after finishing the ones with the droplets in it, I just poured a little bit more of like the pure one without water, and I confirmed like it better without any water.
I think like better, but it is a different beast with water. So it's like, it's worthwhile experimenting with that. But
yeah,
it was a better structured whiskey before.
Yeah, I agree. And that spice thing was wild. Of like literally, you don't feel like spicy too much, but it was a mouthful of fire with a little bit of water in a weird way.
Yeah, it's interesting that like water makes it like have more fire in it. Someone's in your backyard right now, David. They're moving around. I don't know who it is, but I see them.
Oh, yeah. Who's that? Get out of there! Quit stealing his unedible avocados.
It's Melanie's mother.
Wow.
Who's Melanie and what?
Melanie's her old roommate.
Does she not know Melanie moved?
I don't. I'll be back.
Oh my God.
I have a knife. I'll be back. Okay. I'll make sure that she knows.
Getting a 911 here.
The only way to really be certain that someone knows something with conviction is if you use a knife. I think we all agree. We all agree with that.
Moved.
Melanie doesn't live here anymore.
Did you know freshly cut grass emits a smell that tells surrounding insects of dangers? I did not know that.
I did not know that.
Oh my God.
So what? The insects are like, the grass is dead, so we must be wary. That's interesting.
That's very interesting.
Something's eating grass that would also eat insects?
Or maybe they just evolved to avoid lawnmowers.
I think, Marie Soleil, you have to give us more information.
Yeah.
Because I can
come back on the show
from whatever language that is into.
I have another guest. If you guys want to say hi to Aragorn.
Of course we do.
Hello.
Hey, buddy.
How we doing?
Aragorn joins us from Australia originally, but most recently from Denver.
I came all the way from Australia for this podcast.
That's commitment, man. Thank you.
Yeah. What are you guys doing?
You should try some whiskey. You should try some of this. What are we having now? Yeah, the Auchentoshan.
Auchentoshan.
This is our third of the ones that we've been trying. This one is it's pretty. I don't know. It's not my favorite so far, but it's the one that varies the most in between.
It's our favorite.
Adding water and adding water.
It's kind of got a little citrusy, a little orangey.
And what does the orange have in its hand? Switchblade, right?
If you say tobacco, then we will love you forever.
The switchblade. It's an orange with a switchblade.
Yeah.
Let him come to his own conclusion. Don't lead the witness.
What was there a question that I'm supposed to answer?
What do you taste? Yeah.
There's no wrong answer. We just want to know what it tastes like to you.
No,
I'm getting a very whiskey vibe.
It is now like Aragorn is coming from straight up to something that is 57%. It's one of the reasons we increase the whiskeys.
Yeah, like,
if you just taste this right off the bat, it's harder to like get the nuances than if you've kind of worked through. That's why we do it that way. So
yeah.
Sure.
I mean, it's delicious.
Do you taste anything like we've been tasting a very dramatic difference between like putting a couple drops of water in there or not?
And coming fresh to it at 57% is probably difficult.
I mean, it's milder. It
Really?
gets more of a woodier taste, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. I found it was like a lot spicier with the water for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
And you're not wrong.
Mm.
What you're experiencing is what you're experiencing. So love to hear it.
Yeah, it gets a little earthier.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Yeah, it's delicious.
I went back to it without water, and I put it in like a fresh glass, and it is. I do like it. Yeah, I like it better without.
Yeah.
How was traveling from Australia here?
No, I've been here for about 6 years, so that was.
Oh.
Good.
But 6 years ago, how was it?
Yeah, it was good. It was a long flight, but it was fun.
6 years ago, man, that flight was terrible.
No, it's been a long time since I've been back for obvious reasons, but
Yeah.
So fingers crossed for Christmas. Don't think it'll happen. The Australian government it's a very nanny state, so they've done really great, but it's becoming very insular in terms of like, don't let anyone in. We're doing great, which is,
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm thinking by September of this year, like we're going to have it pretty much under control in the US because we've got so many people vaccinated and Australia's been super vigilant.
Yeah.
like
And
me.
none of the variants will be able to defeat the vaccine.
Eric
None of the
Martin-
many variants.
I mean, so far, no. So
Yeah, it's fingers crossed, but they are ultra careful, and they've been ultra careful, and it's been successful. So they may not open things up for a while.
Oh, that's
You're
right.
talking
Yeah.
about people not in Australia not being able to travel internationally because you're not allowed to travel if you're in Australia,
Right.
except under serious exemptions. So yeah, until 2022, there's
Jesus.
ugh.
You were saying too that like because they have it so under wraps and there's like 0% chance that you'll get COVID.
Yeah.
No one wants to take the vaccine because everyone's like, we're fine.
very small
We got
take-up
it.
rate.
Come on. Oh,
Yeah,
people.
it's simple thinking.
Yeah.
It
it's like,
is. It really is.
We haven't been concerned about COVID for 9 months now. Why would we ever take a vaccine for it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It can never come back and outbreak in your fucking community. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And the other thing is like, I mean, I was ready to take this vaccine right away because it's like a new cool vaccine and it, it creates the new antibodies and it's like, got a little bit of genetic engineering in it. Like this vaccine like could cure cancer and other shit. Like it's pretty amazing. Like it's an advance in technology. So please shoot it into me. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping Canada comes under, gets their shots, and maybe by this fall I can go back and see my family, and we can mourn my mother's passing last year because I haven't been able to travel there at all, which really sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah.
My brother's in Canada, and we it's still very tentative like when we can go see them, and we're talking about like obviously we're hanging out, and we just like went to a restaurant earlier today because we're fully vaccinated and most of LA is totally fine. But I even say that to my brother in Vancouver, and he's like, "Oh, fuck you," because they're it's gonna be months still until they get their first vaccine, let alone their second shot.
Yeah.
So the Tipsy Asparagus says Canada has actually surpassed the USA for percentage of population that has a first dose.
My brother's in line to me. Does he not love me? Does he not want to see my face?
A lot of people have had their first, but they're waiting till like August for their second.
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing. My mother had her first in Australia, but they waited. They have like a month's gap between them, which is very different to here. So I'm like, it's the same thing. How is that working? I'm not sure.
I think it's just
it depends. Moderna, I think, is like a month, right? And
4 weeks.
and then Pfizer is like 2 weeks, I think.
But at least according to my lying to me in my face brother,
well, then we might have to get like a booster in 6 months too.
Yeah, like it's good on a booster for up for 6 months, so you don't want to waste all your shots if you don't have enough.
Anyway, we should probably drink this next whiskey.
Yeah, drink this whiskey.
Sorry to hijack.
Ardmore. It's a Highland. It's 10 years old.
Really brought it down. Really brought it
You
down.
can hang out. Like you don't have to go. You want to taste the next one? You can hang out. It's up to you. You're hijacking. Like,
I'll have a little taste. Yeah.
Ardmore, 10 years old. Here we go. That's the next one up.
Oh, this is really different.
Oh yeah.
This smells like a pine forest to me.
I can see that.
Oh, yeah. Fuck. This is what I think of when I think of the smell and the flavor of a whiskey, like of a scotch.
This has got like pineapple. It's almost like a tropical whiskey.
Oh, this is my favorite. Fuck. This is awesome.
Did you taste it?
Yeah, I just tasted it. I smelled it and it was like peaty and I loved it. And I tasted it and it was pineapple.
Yeah.
It's funny because there's no peat in this, right? Because it smells peaty to me, like
It
as
does.
well. Like I definitely smell peat in here. But
I could almost get peat, but it's
oh shit. I'm like, I'll buy a bottle of that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's got the dark, oily kind of peat kind of in the nose, but it's not.
That is my favorite whiskey for sure. This is amazing.
That's my favorite whiskey.
This reminds me of growing up in Queensland in the tropics in Australia with that like pineapple flavor.
Ooh, pineapple. That's an interesting flavor to find.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, pineapple for sure. Yeah, I can see that.
Whiskey that tastes like that.
Yeah,
it's
incredible.
Quite delicious.
I mean, this is why we fucking love whiskey.
Yeah,
it's just like all four of the whiskeys we've had tonight were aged in ex-bourbon barrels, and how are they so different? Like, I get the pineapple. Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh my. And I also get this might actually have peat in it. I think it might. I'm going crazy.
It has like a smells like it does. It smells and tastes like it has peat in it. Like, how is that possible? Does it have peat? Is it?
I mean,
Is this
Ardmore Legacy, they put peat. It's lightly peated, but
Okay.
Ardmore does produce a peated range, and I think this is probably peated then.
Yeah, I think so.
But you can taste the barrel in that more than the last one. I could taste as well. You can taste the wood in it.
Yeah.
It's like a pineapple roasted over a campfire.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I've never had, but it sounds like it'd be great.
I'm tasting it now. It would be great.
Yeah.
I want to make a speech to the employees who have made this of like, we did a good job. We all set our minds to make a pineapple-y, marshmallowy campfire.
Marshmallow. I was about to say marshmallow. There's a little marshmallow in there.
And we did a great job. Everybody knocked it out of the park on this one.
Good job.
Well, they put this into like in July 2009, so that was. Maybe they still work there. Maybe they don't. Maybe they should rehire them.
There's definitely sweetness of marshmallow in there.
Yeah, we were saying at the very beginning of this, it's like great job, everybody. We did great work here. Well, so we'll see in 20 years. We'll see how we did.
Yeah,
we'll open it up and we'll see.
This one will 10 years, but still.
If this was a Scotch Malt Whiskey Society bottle, I think it would be called Pineapple S'mores.
Yes. Yeah.
And if it was named by an American, because I don't know if they have s'mores in England. They probably don't.
They probably don't.
This is one that I don't really want to add water to.
Yeah.
I feel you.
What would happen?
Yeah. That's how we felt last time, and that's why it's like, yeah. Oh, you doing it? You putting water?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Science.
Yeah, science.
You have a little extra there, right? I gave you 2 ounces of that.
Oh yeah.
I got more. Oh, there's like a wonderful. It is a homey feeling. It is a very like I am comforted by smelling this whiskey. I am being taken care of. There's someone I love in the house with me.
I really want to get more of this. I so badly want to get more of this or find something that's similar. Like it's so good.
That's the tragedy about these old particulars is they're single barrels and there's only like 200 and blah number of them.
They're old and they're particular, meaning there's not a lot of them.
One of 231.
Yeah.
And this was purchased back in 2019, so they're all sold out.
So it feels like a warm mattress now.
In a good way?
Is it your warmth or your loved one's warmth, or is it like you got into bed and it's someone you don't know's warmth?
And you're saying with water, it's like a warm mattress.
Yeah, like it's become more comfortable.
Huh. I will try that. I want to drink a little more first, but
yeah, I gotta get down a little lower before I put water in that.
Really,
this is good without water. This is my favorite whiskey.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So the interesting thing about the Lang family is that their father was one of the early purchasers of distillery casks for blended malts, and what he would do is he got these relationships with all these distilleries, and then when that company stopped hiring him, he kind of like started collecting his own bottles or his own casks, and formed this business of like, you know, waiting on these casks as they matured and then putting them out in these own releases. And then his sons, who inherited the business, couldn't get along for some reason, and I don't know why. I haven't read anything about that.
Do you have any siblings, Andrew?
I do, but I get along with all of them.
Yeah, but
how many siblings you have?
Even if you get along with your siblings, you must see how it could be possible to not get along with them. Like I love my brother, but when we were kids, we hated each other. And it's like I could see how like that would not have evolved. Like there's a
Frank
possibility.
is kind of hateable. He's kind of hateable. I get it.
Thank you.
I love Frank. Come on.
Everybody loves Frank. Yeah, that's not. Yeah. I just.
Andrew, how many siblings do you have?
I have 3 siblings, 2 younger sisters and 1 younger brother.
Oh wow, oldest.
I love them all.
I think a lot of people don't evolve. Right. I think like I love it when people evolve, and we should be given the opportunity to evolve. But there are a significant portion of people who aren't able to get to that next level of like, you know, I guess awareness of other people. That's all.
Especially in a sibling setting, I know that I've been only in the past few years in this situation with my 2 older brothers where they're like, teasing me like I was 5 again because we reverted back to this situation that was like reminiscent of that early time. And that's very psychological and very like weird and whatever, but it's like we kind of, I don't know, revert back to these.
My older sister's still, my older sister's in her 40s, my younger sister's like, she might be in her early 40s, like late 30s, but my older sister still treats my younger sister like she's a child.
Yeah.
And my older sister is at a point now where it's like, you can't do this to me anymore. I'm in my late 30s.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And they clash.
She's earned a degree. She's got a
Really
career.
big time.
She's like a successful person. You can't keep treating them like they're that.
Yeah.
That is very much sometimes a relationship with me and my brothers, in that I'm like, stop. We are all adults now, and you're no longer driving me to fucking middle school.
Yeah.
You get these relationships like burned into your brain like grooves, and then they're like almost permanent, and you have to like fight against it.
You have to fight against it. My brother has 2 doctorates. He's got a doctorate and an MD. So he's got a doctorate in pharmacology, and he's a medical doctor, and he's the head of anesthesiology for all of Calgary. Actually, he's given up that role. He's just one hospital now, but still like fucking successful. So when he can now talk to me, and he can tell me things that I don't know, and he can be the expert on these things, and you have to go, yes, that's okay.
Yeah. And as the oldest, Andrew, I'm curious of like, how is that, or what was that? Was that a mental shift for you to like see your younger sibling as an adult and give them the credence and the respect that they, wanted from you as the older sibling?
Wait, before he answers, I just want to read this thing from the Tip to Asparagus.
Mhm.
He's Canadian. The biggest fight he has with his siblings is who's the most sorry.
Sorry.
Nailed it.
Who's the most sorry?
Nailed
I'm sorry,
it.
not the most sorry, but who's the most sorry?
Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I'm the most sorry.
I'm a boot the moose.
It's not a boot. It's not a boot. It's more like a Scottish. What's that about? What's that about?
Oh yeah.
It's more Scottish than the about. And so I hear it, but it's not a boot. It's about. What's it about? What's about? What's about?
Yeah. I did spend some time in Newfoundland, which has the most fascinating accent, where they're half Irish, half Canadian. That is, and yeah, because it's closer to Ireland than Denver, where I live.
Interesting.
Yeah, Newfoundland is a fascinating place.
Yeah.
In an interesting way. They're like the Alabama of Canada.
Wild. Oh man.
Patricia Stiles, Patty Stiles, who is actually a well-known teacher in Australia of improv.
And I worked with her in Calgary.
Yeah, I love Patty Stiles. She's from Newfoundland. She's a newfie. Yeah.
And it's beautiful. It's the first sunset on the northern hemisphere.
Oh really?
So it's sunrise.
Sunrise.
First sunrise on the north. And it's stunning, but it's like a little out there.
Yeah.
Like a little kind of, I don't know. I'm reading the shipping news at the moment, which is about Newfoundland. And it's very much that, it's another part of the world.
Yeah.
And some people might call it a little backwards and a little backwater. But I found it, like, the people are beautiful. I found it really amazing.
Yeah.
And it's Newfoundland and Labrador.
And Labrador as well. I didn't actually make it to Labrador, but most amazing dogs and places. Yeah, I was there in summer.
Oh yeah.
Andrew, have you scienced this? Did you science this? I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a try. Based on that comforting, you don't have to, but based on the comforting mattress, I'm gonna give it a try.
I like it just raw.
I'm related to half of New Brunswick, it turns out.
But Andrew, question back to you. Was there a moment with your younger siblings where you were like, yeah, I give you that respect. Yeah, you are an adult. You do know more about this thing than me.
I will grant you there was a moment where I kind of was taken aback. There's a moment where he expressed himself as like a confident alpha sort of thing, where I was kind of like, what? No, you're this young squirt kid. And it's like, no, hang on. He's a full grown, you know, 28-year-old who's going through medical school right now. He's,
Yeah.
you know, he he has his opinions. He's got opinions that are different from me. He's got, you know, stuff. So
Yeah.
yes, it did take an adjustment. Absolutely.
I'm not a huge fan of what this does to the nose.
The nose. No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's
I think this one for me
yeah.
is my favorite whiskey that we've had and maybe of all time. And I will add no water.
Yeah. I mean, the water definitely softened it down, but I don't think it made it better.
Yeah. This one, like earlier on, there was one for sure that I was like, the water made it better.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
To me, it gives it. There's more like metal in there, and there's like an edge to it that I don't like. Like I feel the heat more with the water than I did without it. For me.
Yeah. What is it? You like a kettle where the water has been infused with metal. Like I get that taste.
Or like all that you've been boiling water and you forgot about it and you come back and there's just like that, the pan is just like blackened, right? Like that's kind of a bit of what I'm getting with water.
So no water. I mean, it was my favorite whiskey without it. With it, no. Oh, Bodie Cooper studied in Nova Scotia? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Right?
It may come as a surprise to you, but I fucking love whiskey.
I fucking love whiskey. Oh my God. Incredible.
It's unbelievable.
Tad, what do you think? Are you any thoughts about this?
I definitely think that this is better than the last one. I honestly think that my favorite whiskey was the first one. You know,
Ooh, interesting.
Could also
I love that
just-
we all have different opinions.
I mean, it's just one of those whiskeys where it's nice and like it puts me in a good place. You know, so. But as far as this one goes, you know, it's nice. Like for some reason, I'm getting floral off the nose. Like maybe lilacs or tulips or something like that.
Yeah.
But everything else, you know, I love whiskey.
Did you science the Ardmore? Did you try it?
I know. I actually haven't scienced any of these because I foolishly.
No, not so foolishly. I think there was only one that we really thought really.
Yeah, I think the one that we
The first one, the Allt-a-Bhainne, is that right?
No, it was the second one.
It was the second one.
Yeah.
The Auchroisk. If you have not tried this distillery, every single bottle I've had from Allt-a-Bhainne has been good.
Pretty good.
And it's a very unknown distillery because most of it goes into a blend by one of the big distillers.
Interesting. That's
Good.
Well, I will leave you to it. Thank you for having me in for a minute.
Thank you for dropping
It
in.
was a very fun time. Whiskey up.
Whiskey up.
Whiskey up.
I love people. It's so great. It's great to have people. You know what could happen in August when because we have one more show before we're going to go on a hiatus for the summer. What could happen in August is we could actually do shows live in person again.
Yeah, that's actually a real thing that could definitely happen.
That would be so great. That would be so great. And we could actually have like more than just us and the guests. We could actually have an audience that is also sipping along with us, which I think would be very exciting for me.
It's very exciting. Holy crap. That'd be really fun. I love that.
I fucking love whiskey. And I fucking love this show. And I fucking love you guys.
I fucking love you guys. Really.
Love you guys. This is awesome. Really,
It's
really
you.
fun.
It's you guys, and it's like whiskey. Like it's a 1-2. And my girlfriend's off the chart. Obviously, she's over there. She's not even on the same spectrum. But you guys, whiskey. That's it.
But girlfriend in Scotland tasting whiskey, talking about it with friends.
Not even the same chart. Not even the same chart. No, that's a totally different chart.
I have a question for David. It's kind of serious.
Uh-oh.
Yep. No, totally.
I'm sorry, David.
Really.
I told you this would not be serious, and Joseph spoiled it.
No, I figured we'd get there.
Oh, is it okay? I don't want to like
No,
change
I-
everything. But it's just I feel like I need to ask this serious question.
And I feel like I'm ready.
You ready?
All right. Well, you've been on the show before, and at that time, you said, and I don't know, things change. We've been through a whole pandemic. I mean, we were sitting next to each other when you were on the show before.
Yeah.
Were
right?
we? Or was it?
No, we
at the
did.
beginning?
It was over.
Let's pretend that. Let's retcon it and say we're all together at the
Yeah,
time.
We were all together.
But now things have changed. This whole pandemic has happened, and you've tasted 4 whiskeys that were matured in a bourbon cask.
Yeah.
Ex-bourbon.
An ex-bourbon cask. Well, yeah.
I don't mean to correct you. I'm sorry. Keep going. Guys, I know this is very serious and personal to you, Joseph.
Yeah.
I apologize.
No, I get it.
Thanks. David, after tasting these ex-bourbon cask whiskeys, do you like whiskey?
Joseph, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Don't.
I don't like whiskey. I love it. I love whiskey. I fucking love whiskey. Woo! I got you, my brother.
David? So do I.
Being our guest, David.
It's my favorite part. It's like the real slow burn of the I don't like it.
Yeah. And if you come on again, you can wait.
You can wait as long as you want. 20 minutes could pass.
like a solid 10-minute wait.
Yeah, go back and like taste each of them again. Like just fucking draw that out. Like, you know.
That is a fun game to see who can like draw it out the most.
The longest, yep.
You know, I don't know if I like it. And you taste every single one again with water each time. I don't know.
I think that would be fantastic.
I love it. So
Risolet in the chat, Ian, thank you so much for being there. We love you. Thank you, Outpost 13, which is going to become Inside Out Theater. I'm not sure how the branding is going to work. But something is going to happen there. I think we're coming back on YouTube when we come back. But you may be watching on YouTube already because you're watching anyways, doesn't matter.
The internet is complicated.
It's tough. Thaddeus Wassinger, thank you so much for being our technical genius that makes all of this look so fantastic, and the love for whiskey scores come up. And like, wait a minute, I had 2. I lost 2 for some reason. Whatever.
You said you loved us more than whiskey. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, no, that's fair enough. That's fair.
That is a fair judge, if nothing.
No,
amongst all of the other things, he is a fair judge.
That is harsh, but fair. And you know what? Thank you, Thaddeus. Thank you so much for doing this. Aaron Harvey, thank you for the graphics. Cody Bushy, thank you for the bot. And subscribe to this channel. There's great stuff going to happen, and follow us on YouTube. And that's all I have to say. I've got a show coming up on Sunday at 2:00 on Impro TV. I've also got a show coming up. So we're going to do pulp fiction. So taking all these pulp novels from the early days, 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and try to actually reproduce that using these narrators. So tune in. There's the show tonight actually as well at 7, and tune in tomorrow at 2. And then tomorrow night, Sonder at 6 p.m. So doing a radio improvised podcast. Tune in for that. Joseph, what do you got coming up?
Just go to blackbirdsrpg.com. That's, I think, or follow it on Twitter, blackbirdsrpg, at blackbirdsrpg. Once that's done, I'll have more free time. But we'll have like stuff happening soon. I've been working hard on that. So. And David, what about you? What's going on with you? What should we look for?
check out, go subscribe to dropout.tv and check out all your favorite RPG and game show stuff with College Humor, and it's all good.
I fucking love whiskey.
I fucking love whiskey.
Hard not to. Pardon me, little phlegmy. Anything else we have to talk about? Get vaccinated. You know what?
Get vaccinated.
And also, masks work. Can I just say this? All these people showing like the size of the virus versus the size of the weave in the mask. Like, do you think you discovered how big the virus is? Do you think you understand how big the virus is? No, you got this from a virologist. So why does the virologist think that a mask will still work? Maybe they understand about the transport of this virus more than you do. Maybe they understand like it's on water molecules that come out of your breath, and the water molecules are bigger than the freaking mask. Wear a fucking mask. Get vaccinated. Okay, bye.
We're big time. Big time.
I fucking love whiskey.
Fucking whiskey.
But do wear a mask and get vaccinated, please.
Yep.
Please.
Slaunch.
Manja.